Hi, Miss Marion here. We're going to talk about exterior angle theorem. So make sure that you have a note page because it will make a lot more sense if you have a note page. Okay, so that's what we're doing today. Okay, exterior angle theorem. So our I can statement is I can use the exterior angle theorem to find the missing angles of a triangle. And so it will make a little bit more sense once we start doing some other stuff. But this is what we're going to be able to do for today. So this is at the top of your note page, and it kind of goes along with our parallel lines cut by a transversal the other day, like yesterday that we did. And so we want to kind of look at some things itself. And we're going to kind of prove that the interior of an angle of a triangle is the angles of a triangle. They add up to 180 degrees. So here is my parallel lines. And we kind of do this double mark to kind of show that they are parallel. And the other day we were doing transversals. So here's one transversal here. So this is my parallel lines cut by a transversal. And what I really want to look at is this angle A. And I want to find out where the angle A, where it's congruent as far as different pieces. And so we know with vertical angles, this angle A here is going to be congruent, the one vertical, the one that's across from it, right? So we know these two angles are congruent, and we were doing some parallel lines cut by a transversal the other day, and this one up here is also congruent to A. This is what is considered an alternate interior. Alternate means either side of the transversal. Interior means inside the parallel lines. These are actually congruent to each other. And so notice how we have angle A and then also angle A kind of up at the top. Well, I want to do this with my other transversal. Here is my other transversal I have. I still have those two red parallel lines cut by a transversal. I want to look at angle C. And angle C, where is it also congruent to angle C? Well, the vertical angle across from it is always congruent. And then let's do the same thing, alternate interior. Alternate means either side of the transversal. Interior means inside the parallel lines. So notice how this angle up here is also C. Kind of cool, right? But really what we're doing is notice how I took all three angles of this triangle and I was able to show that it can make a straight line. This is another way of actually doing the interior of angles of a triangle add up to 180 degrees. This is also another reason why, through parallel lines being cut by one transversal and a second transversal. Kind of cool. All right, so let's go ahead and get into the alternate interior, the exterior angle theorem. The exterior angle, so exterior means outside. So this outside angle of this triangle, it is going to, so the measurement of angle ACD, so that's the outside angle, it is going to be the addition of the two angles inside the triangle that are across from it. So angle A and angle B. So angle A and angle B. So the exterior angle is equal to the two angles that are across from it inside the triangle. Okay, so this is the formula that we're going to go ahead and follow. And we're going to actually go ahead and use that today to find our different angles, either inside the triangle or outside the triangle. All right, let's try example number 1. Example number 1, again, we want to go ahead and find that exterior angle of the triangle, that one here. Again, we know that this exterior angle, so the angle GPQ, so GPQ is going to equal, so it's going to equal the addition of the two angles across from it that's still inside the triangle. So it's going to be 35 plus 95. Grab your calculator and let's do 35 plus 95. 35, 95, that is 130 degrees. So the angle on the outside is 130 degrees. Let's go ahead and let's prove that. So we can also work through, if you want to this way, we can find the interior angle, this one here. So we can do 180 minus 35 minus 95. So 180 minus 35 minus 95. This is 50 degrees. And then we can look at it as the 50 plus the one that we're looking for also adds 180 degrees. So I can do 180 minus 150. So if you did it this way, or sorry, minus 50, that's my bad, 180 minus the red, which is 50. Notice how this also equals the 130 degrees. So both of these ways are actually going ahead and figuring out what that exterior angle is. Okay, and we can go ahead and do that. Either way, right now, it totally works. So example number 1 is 130 degrees. Let's look at example number 2. So again, we want to go ahead, we want to find this exterior angle here. And so angle TGF is going to be the addition of the two angles inside the triangle across from it. So it's going to be 28 plus 58. So 28 plus 58. So 28 plus 58 equals 86 degrees. Awesome. All right, so these are a little bit different. Example number 3 is a little bit different. So notice how we do have the exterior angle already, and we know that's going to equal the addition of the two, but notice how this is the one that we're looking for. So remember, the exterior angle is 120 degrees. It is going to equal 50 plus this angle that we're looking for, right? So what would that be? So what would be the missing angle, that question mark angle? What would that be? Go ahead and find it and then come back to me. All right, so I was thinking about it. If I take 50 and I add 70 to it, that is going to equal that 120. So this missing angle here is going to be 70 degrees. All right, so let's go ahead and try example number 4. As example number 4, look again, we're looking for that exterior angle. So go ahead and answer this, go figure out what the exterior angle is, and then come back to me. All right, so that exterior angle, PRS, is going to equal 25 plus 80. So 25 plus 80. So angle PRS is going to equal 105 degrees. All right, let's try example 5 and 6. I want you to go ahead and try these yourself and see if you're doing it correctly. All right, let's go ahead and let's find example number 5. So example number 5 is this exterior angle, which is PTU, is going to be the addition of the two on the inside, right? So this is the exterior angle theorem, and angle PTU is 115. The one we're going to add them together, the ones inside. So we have a 50 and we have a question mark. So we have a 50 and we have a question mark. Okay. So I need something added to 50 to make 115. Well, that's going to be 65 degrees is that question mark. All right, example number 6. Okay, we're looking for that exterior angle. So angle YUT is going to equal the addition of the two across from it inside. Let's go ahead and fill everything in. We're looking for YUT. It is going to be 70 plus 50. Well, what is 70 plus 50? that is 120 degrees. All right, so we've talked about the exterior angle theorem. This is actually also on your notes. You're going to actually need to know this information. And this is actually kind of pertaining to things that we're going to see later on. So let's go ahead and let's do definitions of a square, rectangle, rhombus, and parallelogram. So a square is where all sides, or sorry, let's start with the angles. All angles are 90 degrees. All sides are equal. A rectangle. So all angles are 90 degrees. And with a rectangle, opposite sides are equal. So with our square, these two sides will be congruent. And then like these two sides are going to be congruent. With our square, all four sides are the same. All right, let's go ahead and let's look at a rhombus. Rhombus is a little bit different. A rhombus is all sides are equal. Opposite sides are parallel. Notice how with a rhombus, they say nothing about the angles. And so all sides are equal. So all these sides are equal and opposite sides are parallel. So like these two are parallel and these two are parallel. All right, so let's look at a parallelogram. With a parallelogram, opposite sides are equal and parallel. So again, they say nothing about the angles that are inside of those. So we have opposite sides. These are going to be equal. And they're also going to be parallel. These little arrow things are parallel. And then opposite sides are equal. So these two are equal. And they're also parallel. So notice with a parallelogram, all four sides are not equal. It's like 2 and 2. It's kind of like a rectangle. Okay? Make sure you have all of this written down on your notes, please. All right, so let's answer this question. Select all the true statements. Two squares with the same side lengths are always congruent. So if I have two squares and all the sides of a square are always congruent. But if I had two squares, two different squares, and the sides are all the same, well, are those two squares going to be congruent? Yes. Two rectangles with the same side lengths are always congruent. So same side lengths are always congruent. So two rectangles, so I have side lengths are the same. I have two pictures. So like this one, I would have two squares. Here, I'm going to have two rectangles. Are these going to be always congruent? Yes. Okay, and that really those two have to deal with the 90-degree angle, and then also as far as the opposite sides are equal on a rectangle. Let's talk about a parallelogram, rhombus. Two rhombuses, so two rhombuses with the same side lengths are always congruent. So let's go back to what a rhombus was. It says all sides are equal, opposite sides are parallel. So if I have two rhombuses and like two different rhombuses, I have it where all the sides are equal. Are they always going to be congruent? This is actually, no, it is not. So again, it really comes down to, as far as a rhombus, it has to come down to the angles. So I can make an angles of a rhombus bigger or smaller. So just because my sides are congruent, all the sides of the rhombus is congruent, I can actually make a rhombus bigger, like the other picture bigger, and it doesn't make it, let's see if I can make these. So here is a bigger one, right? So are these two congruent? They are not always congruent. So it has to do with that. So these two have 90 degrees, and it forces it to be a certain way. The rhombus, we don't know what the degree is in the rhombus. So does it work? It does not. So this is kind of the same thing with a parallelogram. Does a parallelogram have 90 degrees in it? It does not. So I can kind of make a smaller parallelogram and a bigger parallelogram. Are those two always going to be the same? They're not. So because the angles, we don't know what the angles are in the parallelograms of the two pictures that we have, it is not going to go ahead, and it's kind of like I can take a parallelogram and I can squish it and make it not so squishy. And so you're going to have two different ones. Are they always going to be congruent is really what the question is. So with a parallelogram and a rhombus, they are not. With a square and a rectangle, they will. All right, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to take this page, we're going to fold it hamburger style, and we are actually going to go ahead and we're going to tape it on page 123. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and tape this on page 123. I forgot to put this on there, but our homework is exterior angles theorem worksheet, just like normal, and again put into Canvas. Awesome. Good. All right, have a good day.